All right. Good afternoon, everyone, here at RPG Limit Break. Guys, I'm Gregory Puff. I'm hanging out here with Saracen. This right here is our Duckling Derby Week 2 Group 2 race happening right now. Saracen, how you doing today?
I am doing great, and I'm looking forward to this. This flag set is real fun, and we're already seeing some spice in the character selection. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, this flag set is definitely unique, to say the least. We've got 2 loose going on here, but all our key items and good gear is in Monster in a Box chests that are marked. So you kind of can just walk into a room and look at all the marked chests and assume you know what chests you need to check in order to find those loose items. So it should be pretty awesome. The thing that I'm finding fascinating is the party selection. I mean, not Jesus and Ike here and Ego Dev. Those guys are doing vanilla nonsense. But what is 4X doing down here in the bottom left?
I love it. I absolutely love it. So it's a bit of a gamble. Now, one thing to note with this flag set is that white mages and black mages get 50% more experience than other classes. So those mages are going to get powered up real fast. But here's kind of the key things. We'll go over Blursings real quick, because this is actually super easy. Our fighters have plus 10 Agi and plus 15 MDef. Our thieves have plus Vorpal and plus Night spells. Our white mages have 15 luck and 15 vitality, and the black mage has plus 10 MDef and fighter strength. So black mage is kind of whatever. It's just a black mage with slightly better stats. The white mage is going to be tanky. It's going to be able to live through the nukes when we get to Topher, because it's going to have the vitality and the levels. Yep. It's going to be able to run. And then our thief is actually going to have a pre-promotion sword that's going to be marked in a chest, and it's going to have spells.
Yep.
So I love that. We did have black belts rolling with plus 15% hit, but just the way that the flag set is set up, it's not really conducive to black belts generally. The scaling's too low on the monsters, there's no spike tiles available, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no spike tiles. Like you said, scaling's a little low on the monsters. And then the other thing, too, is we have 2 loose. It just, yeah, I agree with you. There's exit there, white mage learnable, so that's going to be great for pretty much everybody, since everybody brought a white mage.
Wall is going to be learnable by the thief right out the gate too, which is actually helpful. We get Temper, Quadex, and Lit 2 out of our level 1 black magic. That's solid, honestly.
Yeah, that's a way to kill Garland with Quadex. The Lit 2 is a way to kill the pirates, and Temper's basically an in-game spell. So yeah, that's pretty nice level 1 magic there.
It's nice not having stiff competition for your level 1 slots. You know, your Temper is not going to be in high demand.
Nice. And Ego Dev up here, utilizing our hint givers in the towns there, knows where the herb is located. Didn't see where it was located, but figured it out that it was, in fact, the herb.
Marsh 3. Wood plus 3s, and I saw pro rings for sale in the armor shop here, and all of the weapons were real nice, too. I think there was, like, hammer plus 5 or something like that, so even the white mage can swing.
Oh my gosh, hammer plus 5, that's big time. In chat there, Scrap Juarez wondering wondering why we're running a 3-man with 4X here. 4X is going with quite a gamble here, in my opinion. Bringing the thief as kind of the tank and the main melee here. But basically the reason why we're running a 3-man, at least for 4X, is probably to funnel all that extra EXP onto those characters. Plus, again, like we mentioned earlier, the white mage and the black mage get 50% more EXP than the other classes. So that's even more EXP that we're piling onto those mages.
I love what 4X is doing here. This is a really common strategy when you have spike or monster in a box. Is you fill up your weapons and armor, or just one of them if you prefer, so that when you go to check the box, it tells you what's in there before you have to do the fight.
Yep.
That can save you a lot of time if you're getting, junk items out of the box, junk relative to your expectations. And, if it's something you really want, it's pretty easy to go into your menu, drop one thing, and go pick it up, what's in the chest.
All right, so we
So,
got our bats giving us hints as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It looks like Chaos is going to be a speed bump according to one of these bats, so that's kind of nice to know. That lets Iker know right off that maybe he doesn't need as many levels. Maybe he can go in with like not the greatest gear and still be able to make it through Chaos.
ship and canal both right out the gate. That's actually both liberating and terrifying. I get a little concerned when we have that much availability of the world right away, because that means that you could be headed to dangerous areas very quickly for whatever key items you're looking for.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I just wanted to point out something here in chat real quick that Dark Twinge is pointing out that we quite didn't even really notice or didn't point out is that person in the town that told EgoDev where the herb was located, Marsh Cave isn't incentivized, which means that herb is actually one of our loose items.
Ooh.
So that's really good information to come from those hint givers. So that's good for EgoDev, and apparently Jesus also checked it, according to Dark Twinge, so that's good information for both of them. And Marsh Cave is one of those last places you check for loose items. So if the herb leads to something very important, that's could be key here. And here we go, our first monster in a box here. This should be able to go down pretty easily as long as they're not hitting too hard.
Those mummies rolled up just enough to be a little bit of a pain, but we did get good turn order generally, and we had 3 spellcasters for this, which I hear picking up the Harm 2 on the Thief was a really good choice.
Yeah.
For a heal helm. It's money.
It's money. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, you're going into Provoca and Elfland. You need all the money you can get to get those spells, especially these parties that are running more mages. EgoDev specifically running the 3 mages.
Zoom Waffle asking about whether they start with the ship. Not this particular flag set. It's just that the king gave the ship right away. But it is an option in the randomizer normally.
Yeah, I hear interesting that he's not on a ship is walking to Provoca when we have faster boat on, and well, as you can see, the boat goes just pretty quickly.
Fast boat, best boat.
Yeah. All right, level 2 magic here coming up. We got fast and nuke. I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
it's a little frustrating that they share a slot,
Yep.
but that is going to be learnable for the Thief when the Thief gets promoted to Ninja. I consider that to be an inevitability.
Yeah.
Ruse at level 2 is actually another fun thing for the Thief to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're looking at your normal bonus agility at start, which I think we have it at 80 in this flag set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 2 ruse casts and you're capped for evade. So like you could legitimately take down some bosses real early with that.
Yeah, and that's going to definitely be good for someone like 4X who's running that Thief lead. You know, if we don't end up finding the defense sword for whatever reason, I mean, having 4 casts of ruse, if you want to hang on to them for, Kraken, Tia, or Chaos or something like that, that's going to be pretty clutch for him. Looks like we got the rod for sale here in Provoca. Kind of need that. It was 21 grand. So unfortunately, most of these runners are probably going to have to come back to Provoca, and unless you're... oh, we found out that the ribbon is in Sky, so I think that's just information. That's
that is not in the incentive pool. The ribbon is not incentivized. The Masa is the only piece of non-key item.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just kind of information for the game more than anything. Those hint givers, they don't necessarily tell you about key items, but they will tell you, but they can tell, it's mostly key items, but they can tell you things like where ribbons are, or where the Excal or really good gear like that is.
I hear realizing, oh man, I forgot the ship here, and giving a little frustrated walk in front of it.
All right, Jesus already out of Provoca here. He's got about 10 grand. Zap, the only thing even remotely worth mentioning at level 3 black. And heal 3. We're super cheap heal 3. Holy.
Yeah, it's a shame that that heal 3 is locked to the white mage, though.
Yeah. Wow. And I missed. It looks like we got Cure 4 and Life 2 at level 4. I hear
Sure do.
It out. And Harm 4. That is, wow. There's a lot of good white magic right there. Black magic. Ice 3. It's fine. So
I mean, I'd pick up Ice 3. It's my least favorite of the 3s.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And Ice 3 allegedly is one of the most powerful spells in the game. But once you pick it up, you realize just how many enemies resist ice in this game. And so
yeah, it's fantastic against like waters.
It's good against chimeras. To be
right.
honest, chimeras. So Jesus the Frog, obviously, having that information. Same with Ikir. Here, going down to Marsh Cave, gonna get that loose herb out of here. Ego Dev did not go to Marsh for whatever reasons. Heading, I guess, to do the Ruby turn-in and see what Sarda has, as is 4X. And I know you were about to say something, so go on ahead.
I was just going to respond to Dark Twinge in chat asking if we got both Temper and Fast yet. Yes, those were at level 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's scary gross.
Yeah. Scrap Juarez again in chat wondering, or I guess maybe just kind of curious, do you think menuing a 3-man party versus a 4-man party, will it matter over the course of an entire run? Do you think you could save a minute or two if you're only menuing 3 people versus 4?
So I would say that the out-of-combat menuing is negligible. The in-combat menuing is enormous.
Yeah. Well, I completely missed what, oh, it's the Adamant. Okay, I was like, I completely missed what Sarda gave. And there's our loose herb right there. Jesus the Frog down here is going to finish clearing this out. I don't blame you. You may as well if you're in the area. So
and
let's see if
here,
this herb is important.
Here we're seeing the real benefits of that white mage, because I believe exit was locked to the white mage, and just being able to see, oh hey, this is a monster in a box. I've got it. It's time to get out of here. Exit. It was white mage locked, and now here we have our great time save of we're not having to walk back out of Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the difference between a seed where you have like an early exit or warp versus not having one, I mean, you're talking like the seed is 15 or 20 minutes faster. Just being able to like exit and warp out of places like that, it's super key. And I love exit. It's like one of my favorite spells. It's one of the reasons why I like to bring a white mage, because there's nothing worse than getting to like level 3 and finding exit like locked out of your red mage or whatever. So double base coming out of the Adamant turn in. That is your loot. So slightly required here.
Jesus the Frog going back to Provoca, and I don't know why.
Probably to get the rod.
Yeah, but 12k short of that.
Oh. Yes. Why are you?
I guess we're getting a house and maybe some armor. Okay.
Selling the heal.
That iron armor plus 5 is real tempting.
Maybe thinking about doing a pop grind to get the rest of the money?
That's not going to reach up to pop.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Nothing in the elf treasury of note. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, and it looks like the herb turned into the key. So...
That's actually not important for any of our players here, since we have Thief lockpicking.
Yeah, except for Ego Dev. Ego Dev's the only person that's going to need to go to Marsh Cave and get that key out of there. But Ego Dev knows that the herb is down there, so that's at least good for Ego Dev. But yeah, The rest of these guys aren't going to need the key because they're more than likely going to hit level 15.
I mean, it's more and more likely by the moment.
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, we're seeing moderate to decent levels out of everybody so far. There's our canoe at the Sages. Is this even randomized?
Oh, got 3 spike chests here. Hey, there's Ice 3 is going to be totally useful.
Well, we nuke anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. Could have quad X'd him.
Yeah. Ice sword plus 5 is a real sword. Wow.
That's like a Topher worthy. Uh-oh. Good thing we got Nuke here, because these bad men, no matter how they roll, are no fun.
I just want to say, Iker, why'd you put exit in slot 1? Are you trying to ruin your game? That's the danger slot for exit and warp.
Yeah. Yeah, well, back in the day, like before you joined us, you couldn't like back out of an exit. If you accidentally cast exit in your menu, that was it. You couldn't do anything about it. It was just like, go on ahead. You couldn't hit B to back out of it. You just were out of the dungeon, and that was it. Rune Sword plus 4. Hey, the thief can do something now.
That's pretty awesome, honestly.
And here we go. The other thing too, man, and I think we mentioned it about these spike chests, is like, look at all these levels we got here. We were able to kill those bad men. We got chimeras down. Ikir's already, what, like level 12 across the board.
Spiders.
And so we're going to find out here if the key is holding something important early game wise. Like, you know.
It'd be hilarious if it was the Masa.
Oh my gosh. It's the TNT.
Okay. Hypothetically useful.
Yeah. So 4X here doing the overworld Pede grind. I like it sometimes.
I'm not big on it here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it sometimes. I would much rather be getting levels from boxes.
Yeah.
But looks like Ikea got just enough money here to go on ahead and grab that rod. So that's pretty cool. Difference between the TNT and the canal. So the TNT in the original game led to the canal. In the randomizer, we have all of our fetch quests randomized, so the TNT will not or may not necessarily need to lead to the canal. It will lead to something else. So we will blow up a big hole in the wall in Dwarf Cave, and he may not blow up a canal. He may blow up and be like, hey, here's a cube that I found in this in this hole I blew up.
You can get all sorts of fun stuff from blowing things up.
Yeah. So Kira's going to help us out with that. Ego Dev going straight to Ice Cave, it looks like. At least that's what the background sprite looks like.
Sure does. So the fighter is down. We should have life 2?
Yep.
Because that was at level 4 white. We should even have slots, like spell slots for it. So, you know, it's just a matter of whether we want to spend them. Even at running surprisingly low level into this dungeon. Yeah, especially for not picking up that fighter.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine, I guess. But, man, we need these nukes to go off. We need to be able to... We have to get to the incentive here, right? So...
Yeah.
You know...
Mage fighter box for Iker.
Oh, that's a good... That's a good little box there.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, I mean, Ego Dev's going to have to do the whole circuit of Ice Cave because we don't have Warp. Luckily, no Spike Tails to have to contend with. But still, like, I agree with you. We were kind of low level, no fighter. But at least we do still have exit on that White Mage. So once we get the box, we should be able to get out of here as long as the box isn't scary.
Yeah, and definitely want to check our spike or our monster in a boxes here.
Yeah.
Katana +4 in Dwarf. Ooh, boy. There's our Vorpal. It's -2, so that's really the Vorpal of sadness.
Yeah. I mean, but at least your thief can hold it, I guess.
We have a Rune Sword +4. Furgator Archery. Not a fun fight, but still good experience.
All right, Jesus here in Earth Cave. We do have Earth Cave behind gating, so maybe thinking the rod is going to hold something kind of important. So went on ahead, grabbed that rod, and is now heading into Earth Cave to light up our first orb, and then of course find out what that incentive is here in Earth Cave.
We know that the bottle is in Earth Cave, but we don't know if there's a second loot. Oh, there's no loose and incentivized, so it's the bottle.
Oh, okay.
We found that out from one of our hint guys.
Got it. Ooh, Opal +2, kind of good.
Kind of really good.
Man, Dwarf Cave with all the good gear, and Ike here just with all the levels too. So at this point, gotta be pretty upset about that key pickup because didn't really need it. We did find out that the key led to the TNT out of what was that? Canaria locked. So totally is this game randomized, and then which led to the Oxyale. So that key for Ego Dev is doubly required. You not only need the key to get into Tover, but you're going to need that key in order to get into Sea Shrine.
I don't think Ego Dev has gone to Elfland. We actually only have level 1 and 2 spells on his casters, and he's out of there. He got the crystal, and off and away we go.
Yeah, luckily pretty close there to Matoya's Cave coming out of ice. Depending on where he parked his ship, should be able to check that quickly and then hopefully head down to Elfland. Luckily got tons of money, so should be able to afford everything out of Elfland. And, pretty decent levels on everybody but that fighter, so...
Flame armor +3. That's a real nice armor.
Yep. All right, so the incentive must be in the bottom room here.
Good old Lich's bedroom.
Yeah. There you go. 4x. So this is okay. So you were talking about filling up your inventory for this. It's great, I guess, but I still feel like with his party, he needs to take as many battles as he can take to get levels. And I don't know. Like I get it to a certain degree, but like, yeah, you're like, I don't want to fight for that rune sword +5. But if you do find stuff that you do want, then you're constantly menuing in, getting rid of stuff, taking the battle, menuing back in, blah, 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 so forth and so on.
So I think it made more sense in the context of unmarked boxes.
Uh-huh.
But what's really funny to me is, all right, he is going to go for it. If you pick up the Ice 5, and then you're like, wait a minute, a thief can't use this. You're in kind of a bad way. Oh, the bad men lead with Lit 1.
Well, they had Squint as well.
Oh, okay.
Squint was their skill. So that was a little scary when I saw that come out. Now this is scary here because like 6 of them survived, and here we go. Squint's coming out like crazy, and
smash
has to redo all of that.
Oh, ouch!
All right, Jesus the Frog getting the bottle. Gonna take on our speed bump number 1 here. I imagine this Lich battle is going to be pretty not noteworthy by any stretch of the imagination. Wow, no. Survived a huge nuke though. What?
It's okay. We've got a bargain basement harm 4 coming out, and it'll be fine. Almost minimum roll.
And that was against an undead too. It's not like that was like a non-undead that the harm 4 was like nah too. Like harm 4 is supposed to actually do things to undead, and it was like the nuke did enough.
I really think that the harm spells, there should be an option that rather than harm affects all enemies, that undead do not have, or that undead have weakness to harm, so that they don't get their base MDF. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so Ike here, following Jesus the Frog here through Earth Cave's going to get the bottle. Ego Dev turning in that crystal out of Ice Cave, and it turns into the chime. So Ice Cave obviously required here because we need that chime in order to finish Sky. 4X gonna turn in the TNT here, more than likely. And
Jesus getting the mediocre news of, I guess I have a key now.
yeah. He's like, oh, that's a bummer.
That's actually potentially a good sign for you, in that you can dirt nap the thief at this point and choose to run a 3-man with your fighter. Funnel more of that experience over to the characters that, I mean, kind of matter.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Run away from everything, take all the boxes, get good gear and levels out of the boxes, and funnel everything else to the people that matter, like you said. I think.
Yeah, and I mean, the Katana +4 is a real good incentive to keep the thief up.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, you're probably going to find the Masa. It's incentivized. It's going to be in a marked box. Like, it's fine.
He's just the frog with great routing here. Hadn't turned in the adamant that came from Sarda yet before going to Earth Cave, and then is able to do all of these kind of turn-ins together. Well, never mind. I guess hadn't gotten the TNT yet, so
Whoops.
whoops. I thought we had the TNT, but I guess not. Hey, look, double mage fighter battles happening here on the bottom.
It's true. Wow, level 19 on the casters for 4X's side. 4X, no! I know it's a Vorpal, it's a weapon this thief can swing.
Yeah.
Like, -2. That rune sword that you had to bypass because bad men were jerks, like,
Yeah.
was so much better.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You got to put something on that thief until class change, but that Katana +4, a little bit better. Kind of, sort of bit better.
I would take an up-rolled rapier over a Vorpal -2.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think the rune +4 kind of would have been good if you could have killed the bad man, but just didn't have the firepower. Ike here, coming up against Lich. We know Lich rolled somewhere over 400 HP. Big old hit out of that.
So our boss scalings today are 60% to 180% on hit points.
Mhm.
So you're pretty likely to roll over your vanilla hit points and whatnot, but man, it's weird to see the Lich almost survive the round.
Yeah, it was pretty wild there. Ike here taking him down though, no issues.
So one thing that I would toss out here as a thought is we saw 4X go after that pro ring in the box, but 4X also has a decent amount of money and has seen pro rings in the shop. I would have actually skipped the box. I'd just buy my pro rings, call it a day.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, so what are we looking at here? So these guys, we've got a canoe, right? We don't have Northern Docks turned on, do we? I don't think so.
That's a good question. We do not have Northern Docks, but we do have the Ordeals play still available to us. And we haven't seen our second loose yet, which could theoretically be in Volcano.
Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. At this point, it looks like everyone's done kind of everything in the southern continents, right, that you can do. Everyone else, or Ego Dev's the only person that's done the ice place, so I'm interested to see if more of these runners will do that. Ego Dev's also the only person that hasn't done the marsh play yet, that he actually is required to do to get the key to get to the Oxiel. But he knows that the herb is down in Marsh Cave because he talked to the person. He was the first person I noticed to talk to the hint giver there. So I'm interested to see if he'll do that before heading down to Ordeals. But as of right now, unless there's another loose item somewhere, like in Volcano, I think Ordeals has to be the play at this point.
Darkwinch pointing out the Toflox and Northwest Castle also potentially having a loose item in there.
True.
I will say that relatively early chime that we saw, was that out of Matoya?
Yes.
Makes me real sad that the northern docks aren't on once we found out that there's a ribbon on floor 1.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure if anyone talked to the hint giver here in Melman, so it looks like maybe that's what 4X is doing, or just checking.
Somebody did, because I'm pretty sure that's the one that told us about the ribbon.
No, the ribbon was out of Provoke.
Oh, you're right.
And then you told me the bottle was out of the Elfland hint giver. Here we go. We're gonna talk to him.
It's the
What is
bottle
that?
one.
No, that was the bottle one. All right. Melman was the bottle one.
I mean, conveniently located?
Yeah. Does anybody in chat remember anybody talking to the hint giver in Elfland and what they said? Dark Twinge will definitely remember. Dark Twinge is like our third tracker, like helping us out here.
So, routing thought for you. If you've talked to that hint giver and you saw that Earth has the bottle, and you know that non-incentivized or incentivized dungeons cannot have a loose item, is there a particular reason that you go to Earth at this point? I think you sort of just want to put it off until you have a floater.
That's kind of my thought too, especially if you know the bottle's down there. You know you can't turn it in right away. And there's no loose and incentive dungeons, so yeah, I mean, I'll probably just come back later on. I mean, the only other thing is, like, the bottle does give you an extra 10% EXP, and you're right there next to it, so you may as well just kill Lich while you're in the area. So it's like
I think I would be diving headlong at Ordeals as soon as I saw that hint.
Yeah. So it looks like Iker is, or Iker is heading into Ice Cave. Is going to get the crystal out of here. Is going to find out that's the chime, which is not what we need right now. 4X here in Earth Cave, hanging out with the Ego Dev, and it looks like Jesus the Frog, the only person. Nope, still doing key lock stuff. So it's going to do this. Going to get the TNT. He's going to turn that in. He's going to get the Oxyale, and then someone will finally go to Ordeals. Dead Pulse, if he was around, would just be dying right now. He would just be like, what is going on? Why is nobody going to Ordeals? Like, if I've taught ducks anything, it's to go to Ordeals.
I mean, you know, our good friend Dead Pulse hasn't been around lately, so maybe the message just hasn't come out properly to our ducks. Ordeals is always a good early game play. As soon as you can make it, that's when Dead Pulse is going to be there. I've seen him go into Ordeals at like the 5-minute mark.
Well, Ordeals has so many walls you can hug. It has so many enemies you can kill pretty easily with lower level magic spells and give pretty decent EXP. And it's a short dungeon. Oh my gosh, Jesus the Frog's Hooray Dwarf says freedom! Is that a thing? And the devs changed up?
It's one of the many things when you have the kill the dwarf option on.
Poor William Wallace, the dwarf over here.
There are some great messages from the Hooray Dwarf when you're on the side of freeing him from his one-word torment.
All right, Iker. Done through here is going to have to kill the dirge and its doggies in order to get the crystal. And there's really nothing else to talk about until these guys go to Ordeals. Come on.
Hey, Ego Dev's right there.
Yeah.
We're making moves. We're making plays.
Yeah. Ego Dev, our first person on stream to make the play that we know has to lead to the floater in some sort of way, since we can't really go anywhere else right now.
It could still be loose in Volcano.
Yeah, that is true. That'd be a nightmare.
That'd be hilarious.
Jesus the Frog still has not talked to the sages and got the canoe. So I think once you do that here, you're definitely going to Ice Cave, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to. And you know what's funny is I think you sort of go for the double up and take Volcano, especially once you see Invis 2, and I think Jesus has decent levels.
Yeah.
Lock and Lock 2 at level 6. Rip.
Luckily, scaling isn't high enough that Lock or Lock 2 are going to really matter too much, but that's pretty funny. Blink and you miss, and 4X just had to 2-round Lich there because with the 3-man party, unfortunately. So, but Lich, not long for this world. Ego Dev getting through the pillar maze here is going to let us know here in just a moment what our incentive item is, and Jesus the Frog is heading up to Ice Cave.
So, a thought on routing here is when you have fast ship on, it actually makes more sense to go back to the ship and come up to the river dock than to sail or canoe your way all the way up here. That way you're also at the split between Volcano and Ice. It's not a huge time saving, but it is specifically a time save if you're not planning on doing Volcano while you're here.
Oh my gosh, these man cats are not playing around, and that black mage is dodging spells like he's got M-Def or something. What was that? Do we have a ribbon? He just dodged literally 3 glances and like and like 2 dazzles.
Black Mage versus the world here, and we're hoping for turn order.
Turn order.
Oh, rip.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ego Dev has to go back in for that. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
But at least you know the pillar maze. So that's at least something. And as long as it took Ego Dev to wipe there, Iker and 4X are all in ordeals. Everyone. This is an ordeals party here. Only took us 30 minutes to get there.
And 4X getting the run lock right away. And here's an example of that play coming out in favor of the armor and weapon stuffing, where we have a bunch of boxes here that we can check, and for 4X, it's Opal Shield and Opal Gauntlet. Who cares? We don't have anybody who can wear these. We're past the point of caring much about money. It's better for us to just move on, so we move on, and we don't have to deal with whatever the jerk encounters were in those boxes.
True. And 4X getting through the Sphinxes. Look at that, level 20. Oh my god, it's another fetch quest here with the crown. Wow. Look at those levels, though. Already level 20 on the Thief, and I'm assuming the White and Black Mage have to be, what, level 25 each? Or 30?
That White Mage has over 400 hit points, which is the best case. Ooh, Mudgoal Rockgoal is not a bad not a bad encounter in that box for Ice. I had forgotten all about that encounter, and I'm glad to see it.
Yep. Iker not utilizing the exit spell that we have there, so it's going to walk it out. That's going to cost you a few seconds. But most people with their crown getting out of there, and 4X actually the first person to talk to the kindly old king here. Let's see what he has to say. He's going to talk to those dragons first.
To the cube. It's loose in Volcano. or in the chests here. We actually have to check the chests here.
That is unbelievable. So, hey, this is actually good news for Ego Dev, who is yet to go into Marsh Cave and get the key out of there. At least everything's kind of locked to this area. So, oh my gosh. What would be amazing is if the floater was actually loose in Top Marsh. I wouldn't even be able to handle it.
Oh.
Because all these guys ran straight to South Marsh and got the key out, but no one went to Top Marsh. Can I please have this?
The hopes and dreams right there.
Yeah, well, Jesus the Frog doesn't even realize what's going on yet, as far as what we know. And is in Volcano of all places. Maybe talk to the hint giver.
Is this the biggest brain? I love the maneuver we just saw there.
Yeah.
Take as many no encounter steps as we can, step into the door, see how many of the spike chests are in there.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, so here we go. We got a monster in a box here. A couple of, or not a couple. We got a few Grimps. A few of them. Don't you hate it when people say couple when they're talking about more than two? That's just wrong. The floater!
Hey!
Jesus the Frog with the biggest brain of everybody in this game right now. It must have been a hint giver that no one else talked to, I swear.
You know,
went
the
for it.
armory play is very reasonable.
No, I agree. Nope, yeah, because the Crescent people just told him the adamant was wherever the adamant was.
Early. The adamant was early.
Yeah. Wow.
The adamant was from Sarda, so.
Scums, Egodev finally going to get the key, or the herb that leads to the key, running into Scums that had stone poison's gonna have to walk it out. Man, Egodev cannot catch a break.
Man, you gotta buy softs.
Yeah.
it's just a thing.
It's just, you gotta at least have like 2 softs in your inventory. Sometimes I pick up soft on my white mage if it's like really early level.
Yeah, if it costs less than a soft itself, I will sometimes pick it up.
So we did have 1 soft, did the right move and soften out that white mage so we could exit out of there. Don't want to run into any more Scums, that's for sure. There, Phoenix. Phoenix with all our puns today. 4X also getting the floater here, it looks like, and Iker's about to get the floater as well. So everyone's going to basically be in the same spot except for Egodev. Egodev's going to do all this stuff, the stuff that he actually needs to do. He's the only person in this entire game that needed to go to Marsh Cave to get that herb, to get the key, to get the Oxio, since we don't have a thief in the party. But still going to have to go get the loose item, the loose floater out of Volcano.
So it doesn't surprise me that there was convergence on that. Ooh, sandwiches.
Yeah.
Was that out of the bad hairpin?
Yeah, it looked like it.
It's a pleasant encounter. 21 and 24 for a pro ring. Again, as much as I love free pro rings, I much prefer the time save of not having to walk to that box.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you find your floater, you have both loose. This is not an incentivized dungeon. I have a katana +4. My win condition is a tail or the masa.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's a tail.
Yeah. So tail comes out of the bottle here. You have to take the bottle. You get the fairy out. The fairy's like, hey, I gotta go check out the bottom of this lake real quick, and comes back with just a stinky rat tail, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, Jesus took out Gary. The questions in chat. Yeah.
That was quick.
Well, as soon as Jesus got the floater, there was an exit, a save, and a dive ignoring every chest along the way.
Nice.
Which is 100% the play, I think.
Yeah.
Dark Twinge pointing out Rune Sword. It's a big deal against Carry.
Yep. All right, so class change already happening here on Jesus the Frog side. So at this point, what are we missing? We're not missing anything, right? Aren't we in go mode? Go mode for everybody except for Jesus, who is yet to do the ice cave and ordeals. And
so
Masa's got to come out of the waterfall, and that's got to pretty much be it. It's going to be slab to Masa, I'm thinking.
That sounds right.
I think there's anything else. Let me look here. Slab, crystal came out of there. Yeah, I think that's it. Slab to... So, Jesus the Frog, probably the only person on stream that's going to get the Masa, because he's the only person that's going to go to Waterfall, unless these guys want to take that risk of giving up that kind of time to do that.
Actually, didn't Jesus do ice? I thought he did.
No, I think he went... I mean, he doesn't have the crystal in his on the tracker, so I'll have to check out his inventory here and see if he has the crystal in the chime. But
so, Bert asking the theme. It is too loose with marked trap chests and key items and rare items in the trap chest pool. and 50% extra experience on white and black mages, and no spike tiles.
Ike here, done with carry here. Gonna take that floater and get in the air. Ego Dev doing all the key lock turn-ins, so it's gonna, of course, get the TNT out of here, which will lead to the Oxio, and then Ego Dev will have only one other place to go, which is go hang out with everybody else in the volcano to get the loose floater out of there. And Innocent lost. Innocence? Lost. I didn't see the E. I was like, sink. No spike tiles. 86 spike tiles. And if you're asking spike tiles as in what are those, that is normally in the game you would have a tile in front of certain treasure chests or just in areas randomly that would always have a specific battle on them whenever you stepped on that tile. But those tiles don't exist in these flag set.
So those spike tiles are really useful when you're looking to fight something over and over. If you're grinding a black belt up, for example, and then because it's the same encounter every time, you get a lot of experience pretty safely when you find the right ones.
Yep, Jesus the Frog not playing around. Already, like, somehow, like, I looked over, answered that question in chat, already done in Waterfall and is halfway through C. I'm like, what is going on?
So I really appreciate how fast Jesus has been running this. Now the grand question is, how long does it take for Jesus to get the chime and the cube to be in go mode?
Yeah, because we know that the cube comes out of the crown, which is in Ordeals, and the chime comes out of the crystal, which is in Ice Cave.
Yep. So there's a bit to do here.
Yeah. 4X did kill carry, I'm pretty sure, and is in the sky currently. Still got a lot to do, however.
But this is really for 4X the moment where like things sort of come together, because we get our tail, we get promotion. The thief becomes a ninja and can put on the incredible katana +4.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so right now 4X is like kind of on a 50-50 here in his mind. He's like, do I go to Ice Cave or do I go to Waterfall to hopefully get the chime? Because that's all, you know, that's all 4X really needs right now. It doesn't need the key, already has the Oxio. So I'm thinking in his brain, and what I would do, obviously, is to come over here, because A, you got to kill Kraken anyway, and B, Waterfall is one of my 50-50s. Unfortunately, we know that that's going to lead to the Masamune, but yeah. So Ike here, getting the slab, I guess knows he wants the Masamune, because it is already in go mode. And blink and you miss it, and Jesus the Frog already lighting up his fourth orb, or third orb there. So
yeah, Jesus's execution has been fantastic this seed. Now we'll see if the routing punishes at all, but I think this has been just a well-executed race on his side.
Yeah, I would say Iker right now probably in the lead, but that's only because Jesus got. It took him a while to get to the canoe, and then of course still hasn't done Ice Cave or Ordeals yet, where everybody else has been able to get those things done. But I still imagine with how fast he plays, how fast he menus, his execution can still get caught up to Iker here pretty quickly. And 4X is going to get the slab as well.
As I thought, Ice was completed by Jesus.
Okay.
We did have the crystal to turn in, so there's our chime, which is really good news for him.
Yep.
And that was fantastic routing in that element as well. Like, you know, we have to fly past here anyway, so here we're going in, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Time to pick up some level 2 magic, which is a very dense level.
Yeah. Just a little bit. 4X still looking for things. Interesting.
I think what's more interesting on 4X's side is that he didn't dive straight to Bahamut.
Yeah. You would think right away with that. I don't know if he even turned in the. No, yeah, he's got the tail. So yeah, that's very interesting play considering. Well, yeah, you're gonna want those black magic spells, and you're gonna want that katana that you've been hanging on to forever for that thief. Maybe not happy with the gear. Maybe wants something a little bit better. But I can't imagine what's a little bit better than, you know, Flame 3 and Katana +4.
So the rational thought here, and this was brought up by Phoenix, is that 4X didn't get the herb and therefore doesn't know about the second loose and could be hunting for the chime right now.
Ah, that's true.
That is a face-down thief in a 3-man. That is a situation that should be rectified very quickly.
Yeah, we have life 2 at level 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't remember if 4X got it yet.
Okay.
I don't remember 4X going in for those magics.
All right, Ego here, going to be our last runner on stream. Is going to hit this floater here in about a minute, like not even a minute, in about 15 seconds or so.
4X, Bubbles Soda Company is quite disappointed in your decisions here.
And wow, the floater's going to put him in go mode, actually.
Innocence Lost asking, are there any key items that you must have to complete the game? Yes, there are. You need the loot in Topher. Normally you need the key, but we have thief lockpicking on. So if you have a thief that's above level 15, then you have a key, effectively. You need the chime in the cube in order to get up to Tiamat to light the air orb. You need the oxyale to get into the sea shrine. And you need the rod to get to the back half of Earth. So those 6 items are required in order to actually get to sea and sky. You need to have the floater and the canoe. So yeah.
4X in like a really bad shape here. Lost the black mage, is just down to a sentry versus a white mage, just trying to do harm to stuff. And unfortunately, that's going to be a wipe, and 4X is going to have to go back into Sea Shrine. And Iker taking on Kraken, making short work of Kraken. Kraken is gone. Jesus the Frog, where he needs to be to get the cube, to be in go mode. And Iker's only got to get that ribbon out of Sky 1 and kill Tia, and we're going to be in Topher not too long from now.
All right. Iker looks to be doing magic shops for level 1 for level 1 white and black magic.
Yeah.
The white magic being the important one. Wall is still a good spell. Just throw that out there to our runners and to the audience here. Wall is a very good spell when you do not have a ribbon yet and you only know that you're getting 1.
Yeah. So because we only know about the 1 ribbon, get wall on anybody and everybody you can put wall on. That means you can put the ribbon. You can put the ribbon on your main damage dealer and then cast a wall on your life caster, or you can do vice versa. You can make sure your life caster has the ribbon and have that life caster throw a wall onto other people to keep them alive in case, certain insta-kill spells come out in Topher.
Defense sword, by the way.
Oh, where was that?
It was on the bottom left of Sharknado. Not the deng room.
Yeah.
But
I gotcha. I was like, I know that room. And Darkmoon pointing out something that a lot of people don't really think about. If you get Exford and you have a ribbon, you can throw that wall on top of that, and boom, you got your ribbon back. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, so I'm thinking 4X must be looking for a loose. Maybe not realizing. I don't think to ice yet. Doesn't think ice is incentivized. Or is just looking for loose because we're in the area and you may as well?
I think there's a degree of this is the chest dense location.
Yeah.
I think the other concern is still that, haven't found the loose, we may as well check all the boxes here and see what happens.
And here we go, Jesus the Frog. We were talking about how Iker was kind of in the lead here, but how Jesus was going to catch up quickly. Well, this is where we're getting caught up right now here, as Iker probably trying to find the ribbon. Jesus not even interested in the ribbon that's on this floor. And
Vegas +2. Whew, that's a good shield.
Yeah. Iker really wants that ribbon, but that Aegis shield, no. If you can protect yourself from Bane, and that's pretty good.
The other thing that's worth noting. All right, so let's think about this logically. We've got 3 casters who can all use wall. That's fantastic. However, that's not going to save you if you weren't going to cast it in prep anyway.
True.
That could be enough to get through Topher, right? Like, if you get decent turn order and nothing is particularly real bad, you've got a Life 2 caster, you've got, walls for days, you've got ruse for days. You can make this happen on this scaling. So, the ribbon is not, like, super required, but man, is it a nice comfort.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Jesus basically is like, we gotta go. Like, he probably feels pretty behind after, kind of getting the canoe late and getting that cube late. One of the last people on stream to get in the go mode here probably is like, I ain't got time for that. I got walls for days and level 1. We'll make it work somehow, some way. And so, there we are here. 4X turning in the slab. Gonna get that Masa here in just a little bit. Iker finally getting the ribbon, that Aegis shield, and is just gonna pedal to the metal here to get Tiamat killed. Jesus the Frog on the Bridge of Destiny, and Ego Dev here in Sky getting the ribbon as we speak.
So I'm pretty sure that 4X has forgotten the tail. Like that, not forgotten it in the sense of didn't get it, but rather forgot that it's in his inventory.
Yeah.
Because we left C without promoting.
Yeah, I was going to say the same for Ego Dev too, because Ego Dev's hanging out in Sky getting all kinds of levels and has yet to also do promotion. Down here on Jesus the Frog side, we got a lot of damage coming out against that Tiamat there. Wow. Tiamat's going to be dead here in a second. And there we go. 4th orb about to be lit up here, and Jesus the Frog probably going to be in Topher in the next 2 minutes or so. Iker not too far behind.
It wouldn't surprise me if Jesus is in the next minute. Just fly straight there. Don't even bother to restock.
Yeah.
A stealth intel, yeah. The seed, once it comes together, it moves real quick. And as I said early on or a little bit earlier, we're seeing good execution. Jesus especially, but I think all of our runners are executing pretty well. There's no substantive hang-ups in terms of menuing or anything. And yeah, we're seeing some good runners here. I'm impressed.
No.
And Jesus the Frog already to the loot plate.
Yep. Jesus entering Topher at 55:05. Iker trying to take down Tiamat here. 4X finally trying to get all the puzzle pieces put together here. Is going to get the chime in a moment. Is finally going to be in go mode. And really needs to get that promotion going so that thief can actually be a ninja and do things. Ego Dev in go mode is going to more than likely is going to go on ahead and get the slab. I was thinking maybe not even get the slab and was just going to go straight for Kraken and get that kill going. Did Ego Dev not finish Sky? Did he just get the ribbon and leave?
I missed it.
No. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot going on. When you're watching 4 screens, it can be really tough to keep track of what everybody's doing. But he doesn't have the air orb lit, and I know he was definitely in Sky. So it looks like he left Sky to do other things. Looks like promotion, yeah. To do the promotion and then probably get the slab out of here. And he's going to need the Masamune. You know what I mean? Like, the rest of them, they could have probably been okay without it with the katana-wielding thief in their party. But yeah, Ego Dev will definitely need the Masa because I don't think that Ice 5 is going to do it.
Okay, the go mode has reached 4x.
So there we go. 4X still probably would like to talk to Bahamut about some things.
You've got some bureaucratic paperwork to take care of. Go fill out your papers, get promoted.
Yeah.
Maybe get a raise with that.
Yeah. Get your 3% and move along. But yeah, Iker here in Topher, not too far behind, only one floor behind Jesus the Frog. I missed what Lich was all about. I'm sure it wasn't about much anything. But, oh no, Dark Twins pointing out Lich 2 open with Nuke of all things.
It's one less nuke for later. That's all I think of, is we won't be seeing that particular nuke on Chaos.
Yeah.
The other ones, sure.
Big old hits coming out, and Carrie just absorbing them like crazy here. Let's see if Iker sees this nuke. Jesus the Frog making it through Carrie too. Nuke coming out. Harm 4, are we going to get more than 89? We're never going to know. No! Lich is like, hey, I saw you did nuke. Funny thing. Got heal 3s coming out. Lit 2, luckily, is not nuke.
Yes.
And that is a dead Lich 2. Lifecaster survives, so no issues here coming out of this battle. Down on our bottom here, we got a Kraken 2 happening. This is usually where things can get kind of scary. Kraken 2 opens up immediately on that thief, and that was a lot of damage on an 80 agility thief.
Yep.
That would make me a little scared. Please have some skills or spells, please.
Right.
Nope, no, not that one. Not that one.
That's a very fast dead thief.
Yeah, but too bad. That's a very dead Kraken with a big old 615 hit Masa attack. I'm going to answer this question in chat here in about 2 seconds. Yes, life and soft are enabled in battle, so they can in fact use that if they want to.
I really enjoy those flags.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
If you were part of any of the streams for the Duckling Extra Credit earlier in the boot camp, you got to see my horrible fight against Tiamat 1, where life in battle was a very strong requirement.
Yeah, I think I did an async for one of those, like one of the asyncs, and I was able to come in first because I had to use like a life in battle because I lost like both of my fighters or whatever, and the white mage was the only one to survive. I was able to bring everybody back to life. But yeah, I would have definitely wiped in that Topher otherwise.
That was kind of a jerk Tyro right there on Ego Dev's screen.
Yeah. Man, wow. Jesus the Frog just blitzing through these Fiend refights here. We're on Chaos, which, if I remember correctly, that bet said Chaos was kind of a speed bump, so we'll see how this goes here. Iker here, taking on Kraken. Let's see what happens.
So I think the hint about speed bump is in reference to the hit points, which means the Chaos rolled down. And given that our lower bound is 60% on the HP scaling, that could be a 1200 hit point Chaos.
Yeah, we're going to find out here real quick as more just kind of defense comes out, walls fast. There's a big hit, 10 hits for 461. Iker seeing poison first out of Kraken, so no attack.
The Kraken is cracking.
Yeah.
We're down a fighter.
Down a fighter, but our thief survives, so that's good. And Chaos down here on Jesus the Frog side. Get your GGs out for Jesus the Frog. I'm going to look at race time GG and get an official time here in just a moment. Looks like we have an official race time GG time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 6 seconds. That is good enough for first place overall. And off stream, Mr. Ibis with a second place finish of 1 hour, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So just finished up a little less than a minute after Jesus the Frog. Let's keep an eye on Iker. I'll call up to Jesus and see if he'll join us here in a moment.
So I was going to cutely say that when we saw the 55:05 entrance from Jesus into Topher, if it had just been 50 seconds later, make it that nice 4.5s, still would have been a win, just barely. But this is a race. We can't have time for frivolity like that.
Oh man, Jesus, that was an awesome run. Wow, that was really, really good. GG's.
GG.
So how did you feel about that run?
I felt okay at the beginning until I forgot to go back to Canary Locked before going to Dwarfs. I was like, well, it's fine. What are the odds that that's where the TNT is? And then I didn't do Crescent early. I saw the canoe. I was like, well, should have done it earlier. Do ice while I'm here. Go check Volcano. I saw a loose floater. I was sure I was like 10 minutes behind. Because most people see ship and canal out of the gate. They're like, oh, Crescent Lake, canoe, Volcano. I was sure everyone else had that floater way before I did.
Humorously, you were the first person on stream to get the floater.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out that everybody else got the canoe and went to go do other things and just didn't go to Volcano. And I've been sort of chuckling about the idea of a loose floater in Volcano. I loved the way that you checked the boxes in there, just peeking in at the 3 doorways to see, what had the trapped box marker. And then, yeah, you were the first one to actually grab it. And I think the rest of the on-stream runners were, within 2 to 5 minutes to find it. But it was definitely, you were the first by a significant margin.
Yeah.
I almost didn't check them. I just peeked in and I was like, well, there's 2 I can see. Then I was like, well, there's still 1 loose, and I don't have any more hints I'm going to be able to see, so I'll just check it, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing
That was
too.
definitely a big brain play, as we said, because we never saw the hint giver, or obviously at that point we hadn't noticed if the hint giver even said anything about floater being in Volcano. So the fact that you had went there before going down to Ordeals, I mean, that was like a pretty big, like, whoa. That ended up being great, but unfortunately Ordeals ended up being required anyway, so you still had to go back there and get the chime. But over here on Iker's side, doing major damage here against Chaos, and blink and you miss, and Chaos is down. Iker here with an official race time GG time of 1 hour, I think it was 4 minutes.
And 56 seconds.
That's it. Yeah, 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 56 seconds is taking 3rd place overall. So that's really great considering I think last week Iker got like 6th or 8th place or something. Let me look at the thing.
6th place based on the overlay.
Yeah, 6th place there. So that'll definitely help out with the points. Jesus the Frog getting 2 first place finishes. So kind of getting quite the lead there. And 4X is going into Topher. Is that yeah, we gotta be in Topher, right? We're taking on Lich. I don't have a chime.
Quad X.
Yeah. Quad X.
Yeah, that's Topher all right. Now, what I will toss out here is that I think 4X had gone in without having housed with the Black Mage alive, and therefore didn't have any nuke or fast charges.
Oof.
So we're resetting, we're fixing that situation, we're going back in. Still surprising, though, is that 4X did not bring a fighter here, so, I think had gone and picked up the Masa instead of using that Katana +4.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, I think it's just new player / race day nerves, right?
Mhm.
Like you're just like, I just gotta go, and you're not realizing, oh yeah, I brought this thief for this specific thing. Like we need to get class change going. I've got this katana. I think he's just in his mind that Vorpal -2 is just what we're doing. We are just full speed ahead.
Well, I think 4X went and got the Masa, but we are joined in the booth by Iker. GG Iker.
GG's.
GG.
Yeah, GG.
There was a katana?
Yeah, there's a Katana +4 in Dwarf Locked.
Yeah.
Warlocked, yeah.
Wait, I did dwarf lock, huh?
Maybe you
I think
forgot you
maybe I
had
didn't
it.
do Maybe I didn't do it. Maybe no. Actually, I think it was my practice seat yesterday. I did it. Maybe I didn't do it this time. Okay, well that would make sense.
Yeah, it was a +4 katana. It was a real good sword.
That would have been sweet to have at the end.
Ego Dev just finishing off Tia 1.
Yeah, and according to the tracker,
Needs to do Kraken.
He needs to do Kraken, but pretty sure we did. Oh no, we're going back over there. Wait, weren't we over here and did the slab earlier?
I got the slab and I think left to chase it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so yeah, 4X is doing the thing. Iker, it's good to have you here. This is your second Duck Derby, right?
That's my third, my last one.
Third, nice. There you go. Good to have you back again, hanging out with us. I know this is kind of like the thing you do. You like do the Duck Derby. You don't really. Have you done any of our other tournaments outside of this?
Yeah, I've been in the team ones. The co-op one last year.
Oh, nice.
With IB Karma. 2 and 1 in the first round, or 1 and 2 in the first round. We had that crazy seed with the bad ice cave. But yeah, also done the big 4-person co-op one.
Oh yeah,
from last year. With K13, who's in the other group for the Duck Derby.
Nice.
So, yep, I do a bunch of things here.
Nice. It's good to have you hanging out here again. 3rd place finish. That's got to feel pretty good coming out of a 6th place from last week.
I thought I was way behind, honestly.
Well, I think a lot of people felt that way, but go on ahead.
Because I kept thinking, it's like, okay, I found the hints for the herb that was in Marsh, and I think it was the herb that was in Marsh, something was in Marsh, and the ribbon that was in the tower, and I'm like, okay, cool, those are my 2 loose items. I'll find everything else on the way. And then I didn't find everything else on the way because I didn't realize it could hint non-key items. I thought there were only 2 loose. So I was really panicking about, oh god, where's the floater? It's gotta be somewhere I've already been. Maybe it's back in Marsh. And I just went to Volcano thinking, okay, I'm gonna do Volcano while I think about where to go next. And that was the first chest I checked. I'm like, really? Okay, I'm late to this probably. There was probably a hint. So I stopped looking at hints. I guess there wasn't a hint from what I heard.
There was not. Yeah, don't feel bad. I only learned recently about the hint givers giving you important non-incentivized items.
Yeah.
It was nice to know about that ribbon, though. I went and grabbed that immediately after I went to air.
Yeah, Jesus did not care about that ribbon.
No, I didn't have time. I was like, I got wall casts. I know I'm behind. I have to just go.
Yeah, Jesus had other plans. So, yeah, I don't know if you noticed over in chat, Jesus, but Dark Twin just pointing out that basically everyone, the canoe, the stuff, they went out, they did the ruby stuff, got the adamant, turned in the adamant for the loot, went down into Marsh Cave, got the key out of that stuff, did all those turn-ins, then finally went and got the canoe, then went up to, Ice Cave and or Ordeals, depending on, what direction they went. So it did give you a little bit of time to get caught up because you hadn't gotten that canoe earlier on.
Yeah, speaking of that herb, I think it's just British herbs, but great, got a hint for loose, go get the herb, immediately walk back to Elf, rest up, and leave without turning it in. Go to Earth Cave and go, wait a minute, why do I have an herb in my inventory?
Oh.
I screwed up a few times. I actually didn't mark the canal on, so when I got the herb and turned it in, I'm like, I'm out of things to do. Oh wait, canal. Shoot, I didn't mark it. Because I marked bridge instead of canal.
So I know we've been kind of talking about your runs here. I just wanted everybody to point out or to notice here that 4X down here on Tia 2, avoiding all the never mind. I was gonna say avoiding all the zaps, but not really.
Oh, did Tia 2 have zap?
I guess so. I don't think anybody. I don't think Tia 2 survived long enough for most of you guys to see anything. But man, this thief with a masa is not really doing a whole lot.
Rub.
And I don't think that's a masa. That looks like
that looks like a Vorpal.
It's not going to do a lot. Oh, remember to use the life 2 in battle. You gotta love it. Big old head there.
I will say at this point, with 4X's run, I am impressed that we're finishing with a Vorpal -2 as our weapon on an unpromoted thief. But at the same time, you had all the tools to make these changes.
Yeah.
And I don't think you saved time for skipping them.
Yeah. I really am just certain that we just forgot about the tail. Just forgot all about it. We got places to be. Let's just go. We'll get the masa and call it a day. Here we go, healing up. The heal 3 would probably be a tiny bit quicker, I think, if we ever went to there and got it.
Yeah, we have the heal 3.
One thing I noticed about this flag set is I never used a potion. I never used a heal pot in any practice. I think I used one in Temple of Fiends at the beginning of this race, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, that's real good use. Like, if you know how good... I always try to tell people the heal 3, like, just how important and time-saving heal 3 as a spell is. I mean, that's menuing, 12 heals, right? Because it's like 3 heals per person. It's about 90-ish HP that you get from a heal 3. So that's just so much time you're spending. It's just such a great spell. So here we go. Here we got chaos happening. Got tempers coming out on that Vorpal wielding. Good thing chaos is a speed bump according to the bats. This shouldn't be too awful.
We did get a confirmation from Dark Twinge that yes, the is a speed bump is the lowest tier of hit points in the hints.
Got it.
So this is a very, very skinny chaos by comparison to normal.
Big monster hit out of that Vorpal. And wow, there we go.
Words you don't say often.
Not on Vorpal -2 anyway. So with an official time of 1 hour 13:38, that is good enough for 5th place overall for 4X. That's pretty good. Considering we got 10th place last week, that's gonna make things a lot nicer.
Yeah, and Sin Pyro finishing up off stream in 4th place with a 108.34.
Yep.
We are joined in the booth by 4X. GG 4X. the Silent.
Yeah. Just change your mic to line in, or from line in to mic. That's what I had to do. I couldn't figure out why my mic wasn't working for like 10 minutes. I doubt you have the same setup as me, though. Oh. All right, well, while 4X is getting audio issues figured out here, well, I'll start with Jesus. How you been feeling about the flags so far? I know you've been practicing a little bit. Last week, this week, and then of course the weeks to come. How you feeling about everything so far?
I really enjoyed the first 2. I like it a lot. I like the week 2 flag set. Really disincentivizing black belt because I'll tend to gravitate toward black belt normally. So it's nice to be kind of forced to do something else.
Yeah.
I will say I don't have a whole lot of time to practice. I probably did 3 practice seeds for this flag set. I haven't touched week 3 yet, so that'll be interesting.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, gee, my mic crashed.
Oh no.
Well, welcome to the booth, good sir.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So EgoDev here taking on Kraken. We got ice too, so no poison this time from Kraken. We got a little itty bitty ice 2 coming out there. But yeah, GG's. So tell us first off about your party. You ran the old thief, nun, white mage, black mage. What was your thoughts going into that particular party selection?
It's the time when I take a fighter, it's because I plan on promoting and using the spells more so than if with the Masa is when I was running the practices. But since he had night spells, I decided, you know what? And we got a Masa out there somewhere. I don't need a knight today.
Okay. So it was always your plan not to promote?
Not necessarily. Depends on hugely on what my items were and stuff.
Okay.
I just made the choice later on. It's like I don't really have to promote, really. So once I saw my items, and I knew there was a ribbon in Mirage, so I'm like, I really don't have to promote.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing we were thinking of is because the Masa was so late and you hadn't found it yet, and that Vorpal had rolled down so low, and you had the Katana +4, it would have been nice to be able to roll with that as like your secondary weapon if you were going to hunt down the Masa. But yeah, I guess if you think about it, I mean, you already had those level 1 or those night spells on the thief. So I guess, yeah, no real need to go on ahead and do we were just pondering the whole time, Saracen and I, wondering why you hadn't done class change before going into Topher.
Yeah.
Quick break-in. Ego Dev nearly losing to the exit boss when looking for a life 2.
gotta get that out. Yeah, there's scary times there. So yeah, I'm gonna ask the same question, I guess, to Iker. What do you think so far about how everything's going? Flags, upcoming flags. How's everything going for you?
I think the flag sets, they're good. Still trying to learn, getting better. Still haven't had a sub 1 yet, but working on it. Looking forward to next week, though. Entrance and floor rando is my thing. I love doing those.
Yeah, entrance and floors.
So I'm
definitely
looking forward to that. It's also kind of the flag set that they're doing for the co-op this year, so we could practice for it.
Nice. Yeah.
Not quite the same, but
yeah, it's a little bit different, but at least you can
shuffle.
get used to entrance and floor heading into co-op. I do want to call this Ego Dev battle since we are on Chaos here, and then we'll go on ahead and get some final thoughts or any other thoughts that we want to go into moving on to tomorrow's or next week's Duck Derby race. So Chaos here, we got Tempers coming out for days. We know Chaos has somewhere around 12 or 1500 HP, so not long for this world. I imagine this next Masa attack here will probably do it. Let's see here, Night coming out. Yeah, that'll do it. That's dead Chaos. So Ego Dev with the official race time, GG time of what appears to be 1 hour 19:05. That's good enough for 7th place. Finishing in 6th place off stream. Forsaken Sadness, who was on stream last week, 6th place with 1 hour 16:41. And then the rest of it, 8th place, 1 hour 21:42 was Sir Tabalot. And WinFox 470 did forfeit from the race. So the race has been completed. GG's to all the runners, all those off stream, and of course the ones that were currently on stream. I'll ask Ego Dev if he wants to hang out with us, but while we're doing that, we can talk about some other stuff. Saracen, you have any more questions for these guys?
Well, let's go ahead and continue down the line. Forex, how have you felt about the Derby flag set so far, and how are you looking forward to weeks 3 and 4?
I've actually liked this 2 loose one a lot, personally. The last week, I liked it right up until I totally bombed it. Endless Floor Shuffle, I think, is going to be interesting. And I do plan on, after this, going to probably working with the keyboard rather than the controller, but I've been practicing with keyboard, or with my controller, so that's what I'm sticking with for now. But I think I'm looking forward to it, really.
Yeah, it's funny. The keyboard and controller discussion had come up in one of our voice channels just before the race, and one of the things that a lot of our top runners in the community do is play on keyboard. Just the precision, the input precision is nice. I play on controller because I don't want to exacerbate the mouse hand any more than I already do with work. But I fully understand the argument in favor.
Yeah, I started on controller, but I changed to keyboard pretty quick because I found I wasn't precise enough on the controller, and the keyboard I could just get much more consistent menuing.
Oh.
Yeah. And we have been joined in the booth by Ego Dev. GG Ego Dev.
Oh, thanks. But man, I felt bad after finding Katana's earlies and that floater in Volcano. I was like, oh boy, I'm not going to do well in this race.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing I think that was different about your run versus everybody else's is like most people could have skipped the herb because everyone else ran a thief here, and with the thief lockpicking and the good EXP, most people were getting to around 15. Now, most people did eventually go down and get the key, but it was definitely required for you. And I think you were one of the last people to head down into Marsh Cave. So then between that and then, of course, having, being one of our last people on stream to find that floater, I could see why you would feel a little behind.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, now that I saw it after the race, like, that wouldn't be a problem if I did the Volcano Armory.
Mm-hmm.
If I did the Volcano, that wouldn't be so much of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think I wasted most of my time walking around it, so it was very bad at this point.
No, I hear that. There was definitely some times where I was like, this could have been routed a little bit better. I think you did the waterfall and then got the slab and then did the slab translation first, and then I think you went to Sky one time and got the ribbon and then went to go do the slab and then didn't finish the dungeon. And those kind of things will definitely put you behind when you're not, when you're in a place, not clearing the place while you're there. So.
Yeah, I wanted to get the ribbon earlier to protect a little myself because I was getting stoned a lot. Especially because since people didn't go, if they had a thief, theoretically they didn't need to go to get that herb in Marsh Cave, and that marsh was very dangerous to get stoned over there.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I have a moment clarity. Wait, I didn't spend all my softs, so I could have exit earlier. Thank God.
Well, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked these other guys about the flag set. First off, hopefully you're enjoying the Duck Derby. How are you feeling about the flags that we've done so far? And then, of course, the flags coming up in later weeks.
I feel like the flags being pretty good. It has a lot of variety, so you kind of have to think through. And in randomizers in general, when I need more to think through about it, when I love it about settings in general.
Mm-hmm.
So like this one, my practice room, like the city, my practice city, the city wasn't so generous for thief. Like and you like got the first key earlier, so these things make me think, should I pick a thief or not, or should instead grab a fighter like this one.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that you guys all showed up and hung out and played. It was a really good show. Looks like RPG Limit Break enjoyed it as well. Chat was really excited about everything. GG's again to Jesus the Frog getting 2 first place finishes there. I'll go on ahead and go into final thoughts unless Saracen, you got anything else for us?
Not really. I mean, the only thing that I was going to toss out here is this is probably my favorite variation of 2 loose that we've ever had. So just knowing that they're going to be in marked boxes is very nice.
Yeah, not only are they in marked boxes, but they can't be in incentive dungeons either. So you can really, I really did enjoy watching everybody hop into, use the strategy of hopping into rooms, seeing if they see any check boxes, and then moving on if there weren't any check boxes. So, but yeah, we'll start with Jesus the Frog. First place again. Any final thoughts going into week 3?
Yeah, I do like these flags. I like the marked chest, the notice incentive. It's makes for a nice shorter seed. Most of my practices were around an hour, so that's good. Excited for entrance floor. Not sure how Deep Town's going to go, but we'll try it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Deep Towns just makes in my opinion, I think the Deep Towns just make the dungeons less deep, if that makes any sense. Plus you can escape out of a dungeon by just saving, so that's always nice. Iker, got your 3rd place here. Any final thoughts coming out of you before we move on to week 3?
I'm just looking forward to week 3. It's going to be a fun one. This week was also fun. So GG's to Jesus the Frog, and we'll next week.
Nice.
And everyone else too.
Yeah, Forex, you're on the board, 5th place there. Any final thoughts going into week 3?
Nope, just again looking forward to it. I hope I do better than I like today. I hope I do better than I did week 1.
All right, awesome. And Ego Dev, any final thoughts coming out of you before we give RPG Limit Break their channel back?
I need to stop doing last location for floaters. It's becoming a bad habit.
Yeah. All right, Saracen, you got anything else before Dark Moon takes us out of here?
I mean, I'm enjoying the races so far, and I'm excited to see how this derby shakes up as we go into the next couple weeks. Looking forward to Group 2 coming up this upcoming Saturday, if I recall correctly.
That's correct.
We got some great runners in there too, and really, I'm excited for this Duckwing class. We say every time, the ducks are scary, and it's true every time. We keep getting very high quality runners coming out of the Duck Derby and the Duckling Boot Camp, and I'm just excited to see how everybody comes out of the Derby this year.
No.
That's the goal.
Yeah. Dark Moon,
Yo.
get that beautiful radio voice out here and get us out of this place, all right?
Alrighty then. If you've liked what you saw, you want to see more, you enjoyed Final Fantasy Randomizer, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You can get links to the Discord and the development Discord right there, along with the game itself and resources to help you learn everything you need about the game right there on our wiki, linked off that site. We have 2.5 more weeks of this to go for the main part of the tournament. Team Astos will be up next on Saturday, I believe at 7 o'clock p.m. That's next Saturday, next weekend. Followed by the next race of this, Week 3, on Sunday for Team Bikke, Team B. So we've got plenty more action to go. And then, of course, the Grand Championship, where the top 2 from each of these 2 groups is going to go head-to-head to see who is the winner-take-all for this Duck Derby. We then have, after that, Summer Co-op coming up and a whole lot of other great stuff going on. So if you want to be a part of Final Fantasy Randomizer, it's a great time to come in, play the game, learn the game, be a part of the community, and be all that Final Fantasy Randomizer has to offer. From all of us here in the booth and everyone else in the community, I want to thank you for watching. Thank RPG Limit Break for letting us use their channel, and we will see you next time.